Hello and welcome again to the Kellenberger Libraries video tutorial series on using Primo. This topic of this video is going to be the search results that you get back after you do a search. And it's broken into two parts. The first one is the part having to do with the results themselves, and the second part will have to do with how to filter those results to get to the articles that actually help you out. So, I've got a search set up here. It's dyslexia is the word. I'm searching in the everything scope, which means we're searching the journal databases and the library's catalog. Click the search button and Primo goes out and finds us results. So we're going to look at this right hand pane here, and it shows a bunch of information and then getting down to actual items in the search results. So results, we're looking at 1 through 50 here of 85,000. That's a lot of articles, books, journals, and all that kind of stuff to go through. We'll weed it out later on, of course. These items are being sorted by their relevance, which I'm not sure how relevance is calculated, so it's hard to know quite what that means. You've got other options here, however. You can sort things so that the most recent stuff floats to the top. You can sort by popularity, which is something that we don't use here. You can sort by author's last name, A to Z sorting, and sort by the title, A to Z sorting again. And you can pick the page that you're looking at here. You can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know, I'd have to calculate how many pages there are with 85,000 results, but it's a lot. Mostly, when you're first looking at stuff, you'll just look in the first few pages, but you may find a point at which it's useful to look deeper into the pile. Alright, then on to the results themselves. You can see here that we've got both a notation and an icon showing what it is that we're dealing with for this item. So in this case it is a journal, which does not mean an article from a journal, it means the journal itself. You can see that the journal's title is Dyslexia, and it's published by the British Dyslexia Association, who actually is listed as the author as well. It says we have online access down here, and then it's got these three items. I'm going to go from right to left because it makes it a little easier to talk about. Reviews and tags, not a feature that we use here right now. Details will give you more information about this particular item you're looking at. So, title is Dyslexia, and again, that's the name of the journal. The author is the British Dyslexia Association, as that's just the author of the journal. And then subjects. Subjects are nice because subjects are stuff that external reviewers will read an article, a journal, a book, whatever, and say, you know what, this item, this article, this ebook, this whatever it is about this subject, where a subject is chosen from a fixed list of things. So for example, we have here dyslexia periodicals, and note that that's a clickable link. If for some reason you decide you want to kind of throw away the search that you're doing now and start over again using dyslexia periodicals as your search term, you'll find all the journals relating to dyslexia in some way, whether by title, by subject material, all that kind of stuff. And then dyslexia, and note that we've got a French language subject heading as well. Yes, you can search for French language journals using this tool if you want to. And if you see this and it looks interesting enough, you want to read it, you click on View It over here, and it shows you sources where the item can be found. EBSCOhost Academic Search Premier, EBSCOhost Psychology, so these are reaching into our journal databases. The article should be the same no matter, or rather the item should be the same no matter which source you get it from. So I'm just going to pick the top one here, EBSCOhost Search, or I'm sorry, EBSCOhost Academic Search Premier. And now we get more publication details, and because this is a journal, we're not seeing full text or anything like that. What we do see are the issues that are available to us through this journal database. They cover the years from 1995 up through 2016. Let's have a look here. This is some of the same information. But bibliographic records in full text, this is useful to know about. Bibliographic records mean we have information about what's in the journal from May 1st of 1995 to present. We don't have the actual full text of the articles necessarily, but we have the information about the articles. And then down here in the full text statement, it says that we have full text covering the same period, May 1st, 95 to present, with a 12-month delay, also known as an embargo. What that means is you won't be able to read articles from the last 12 months in the journal. Prior to 12 months ago, yes, you can read those articles clear back to May 1st of 95. But that last 12 months, they're trying to encourage people to subscribe to the journal is why they do that. And if you're a researcher in this field, this may be a hot title for you. And yeah, you really want to pay for the subscription to get those most recent 12 months because that's where a lot of cool stuff is happening right now. But that's not what the library does. The library simply subscribes to the journal package through a database vendor, and we get it all except for the last 12 months. Some other kinds of things that appear in here. Here's another journal. Here's a reference entry. This would be from a reference work of one sort or another. And let's see here. I like to use some of the Oxford reference because those are nicely organized. But I'm not seeing too many of those here. Well, no matter. You've also got ebooks in the mix, and you can view it, which would take you to the actual ebook in this case because there's only one source for it. We're not being given the option of multiple sources. We're just being taken directly to it. And one thing that's helpful is you can open source in a new window, which brings you, out of that little tiny box that everything was in and brings you to this. You can read the book online here. Something to note, this is the ProQuest platform. It's called ProQuest eBrary. You can create an account for yourself here. Sign in using your credentials if you already have an account, or create an account over here. I'm going to click sign in. I guess I'm not going to do that. Never mind. At any rate, if you're signed in, one of the options you have is to highlight and make notes to yourself on parts of this. That's a really useful feature that not all of our platforms have. Just thought I'd point that out. So for all of these things that show up here, there should always be some sort of text available, whether it's an ebook or a book in the library's shelves, or whatever it is, there should always be something available to you. So that's the result list as it stands right now, and the second part of this video will talk about how to filter results down so that you're getting useful stuff.